And today we have our final design expo for our entrepreneurial engineering design studio. This is a fantastic class. I don't think there's very many like it, and I love this class. We have teams of sophomore engineering students, and they work with a customer outside of the classroom. They work with a customer in the disability community, and we do that specifically to create empathy in our engineers, because we think that's a really important thing for our engineers in the future. Students have worked with their real-world customer, and they've designed and built a piece of assistive device that our customers will use in their workplace, and they're designing these assistive devices to remove some type of barrier that their customers experience it.
What's equally as interesting is engineers typically we want to have the solution right away, and with our students working with the multiple people the people with multiple disabilities, it's really challenging to look at something instead of saying I want to make it efficient. It's oftentimes I want to make it more interactive, more fun, more rewarding for the person doing it.
We made dividers between stations. So CWO is a company and they make stations for those with disabilities. And the stations themselves, the dividers would move around a lot, and they were just made out of cardboard, so they'd get beaten up. A more sturdy material, we made it out of corrugated plastic instead. And then we made weighted 3D printed bases so that they wouldn't move when someone bumps into the table. And that relieved some stress from the assistants going through it, because they would have to finish with that on top of helping their client through what was going on.
We invented the clipboard dispenser. So this invention shows our empathetic thinking for the customers that connect us. These customers have mobility and dexterity impairments. Their previous job was to get a clipboard, but they had to use a magnet stick to reach and pull out a clipboard. That didn't really work out too well for them. They had some issues with it. So we made this invention to make it easier for them. All they have to do is hit the button and the conveyor belt will turn and the clipboard will fall.
STEP, they give us a couple different jobs, and one of the jobs that they had given us was placing a label on a LaCroix package. The label says it's a product of the USA. There was a little bit of a confusion on the packaging, and there's a make-believe, so when it's sold in Canada, they believe that it's a product of Canada and not a product of the United States. So, that being said, we had to figure out a way to easily place the sticker onto the box without complicating it or slowing down the process.
We try to emphasize creating value here for that customer. So it's a tall task to ask for a 15-week course, but the students have done a really fantastic job of coming up with those devices.